ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ तपोभिः क्षीणपापानां शान्तानां वीतरागिणां मुमुक्षूणामपेक्ष्योऽयम् आत्मबोधो विधीयते।
Unmute. Sridhar, come, Noma. Come, he's
20
asking us to read.
Number 23 रागेच्छा सुखदुःखादि। रागेच्छा सुखदुःखादि
Rage cha sukha dukkhadi
बुद्धौ सत्यां प्रवर्तते।
buddhau satyam pravartate
सुषुप्तौ नास्ति तन्नाशे
sushuptau nasti tannashe
तस्मात् बुद्धेस्तु नात्मनः।
tasmad buddhestu natmanaha
प्रकाशोऽर्कस्य तो यस्य
prakashor kasya to yasya
शैत्यमग्नेर्यथोष्णता।
shaityam agneyatoshyata
स्वभावः सच्चिदानन्द
Swabhava Satchidananda
नित्यनिर्मलतात्मनः।
Nitya Nirmalatatmanaha
आत्मनः सच्चिदंशश्च
Atmanaha Satchidam Chascha
बुद्धेर्वृत्तिरिति द्वयम्।
Buddhe Rittiriti Dvayam
संयोज्य च विवेकेन
Sanyojya Chavivekena
जानामीति प्रवर्तते।
Janamiti Pravartate
आत्मनो विक्रिया नास्ति
Atmano Vikriya Nasti
बुद्धेर्बोधो न जात्विति।
बुद्धेर्बोधो न जात्विति
जीवत् सर्व जीवः सर्वमलं ज्ञात्वा
जीवः सर्वमलं ज्ञात्वा ज्ञाता
ज्ञाता द्रष्टेति मुह्यति।
दृष्टेति मुह्यति
Okay, we'll pause with that. looking at this text, Atmabodha. When I was first studying Vedanta, as I told you before, after that first week's camp, when I went to the bookstore and asked for any text which has the word Atma in it, which shows I didn't know much. I didn't know what Shankaracharya wrote, this, that, and all. I had no idea. And little did I know that bookstore manager, I still remember him, was not alive today, but he himself was a 3-year course student. They're all people who have studied, sit in the ashram for 3.5, 4 years, another course, and then they are standing in the bookstore. Not some average guy, from the street. So, and little did I know that I was picking up a book. I was about to listen to Swamiji's talks on a text that you can now see. We are covered some 26 shlokas we have covered. Look at how packed it is. Packed, I thought I'll finish two shlokas a class or something. Then I realized, no, I can't. I can't put those kinds of limits on my talks. Not possible. Then I'll be doing a disservice to the Shastra. So, every shloka I look at it, this, and then, I've got my notes, I've got Swamiji's notes. And so it's beautiful. The journey is beautiful. We can't put a boundary around this. Swamiji said, I will need 3 years, 3.5 years, 4 years to finish this. That is how he started, and it's now being called a 3.5 year course. People say 3.5 years. Why should it not be 3-year course? Why should it not be 4-year course? Why should it not be 2-year course? Now, 2 years, nothing will happen. I know that. 2 years, we are getting warmed up. Getting warmed up. People are just raring for more. Okay. So that is the halfway mark. Anyway, we looked at this sloka. Atmanaha vikriya nasti buddher bodho na jatviti. So like that Tattaya Pindavat, just like there is the iron ball which you don't know which is iron and which is fire. And it's like that, it's just a ball of fire. But the shape of the ball comes from the iron. Agni has no shape. So there is a mix of these two, mix up. That is the idea that was given in this shloka, previous shloka, that we completed. So that's what he's saying. Which two are mixed up? Hey, this Atma is there and Buddhi is there. So therefore there is this ball, like an iron ball, glowing iron ball. There is this glowing ball inside. At least there in the example, fire is here and iron ball is here. They're two separate things. And you have to bring it here, you have to keep heating it up, and then this becomes red hot. Two things are different. Then the fire becomes as though combined with this iron ball. So you have to look at only that example. Fire and iron ball combined. That's the way. You should not look at fire being separate and all that. Example. Example is always limited in its purpose and powerful in its purpose. A specific part of the example is taken. Dishtanta. So there he had said, Jīvaḥ sarvam alam jñātvā. So in Coimbatore, where we live, this time of the day, when it is just sunrise has happened, the peacocks are just calling and calling. Amazing it is. These days, they say even sparrows are not there in big cities. So crows are not there, sparrows are not there. We have driven them out. So it's anyway. So what he says is, The only thing that is Chetanam, conscious in this universe is Atma. And but Atma by itself cannot act. Atma needs a manifesting medium, so to speak. Atma is manifest as this body, mind, sense complex. And then suddenly the body starts to act. Brain by itself or mind by itself cannot be conscious. That's what he says. Buddher bodho na jatu iti. Na jatu. Never can the mind be conscious. This statement we don't hear often. Conscious beings we all are. Of course, the mind is conscious, like that we say. But then he's now telling us that no, na jatu, no chance. Mind is not conscious. It has become conscious as though conscious by borrowing the consciousness from consciousness, Atma. How to say all these things? That idea was said here in this example. And then jñātā drashteti muhyati. Having, like the electricity powers the bulb thought that I am the powerful guy. Hey, wait. You are a very special entity, no doubt about that. We'll grant you that. But you don't ignore electricity. That is the idea. Don't ignore electricity. In fact, the bulb has to be told you are the essence of this whole operating system, and which is you are the electricity itself. That's why that example won't work that well. But finally, we have to say your Atma. Wave water example is better. You see the differences in these examples. And karta, this jñātā drashta iti muhyati, he says, I am this central being and I am special. If I say, where do you put that speciality? Do you put it in your body? Body is special. All these actors, actresses, they maintain, I suppose they maintain their body, their looks and all. They have to take care because that is what sells. That is what people are looking for. And so that body becomes important. Looks, I suppose, become very important. I think they must be spending a lot of effort, time and care to make sure this body stays the way it is, And then acting, whatever they have to do, they have to get better at what they are acting. You can always get better at something. So those things are all important. But here he says that is a wrong conclusion, that I am the accomplisher. Even though I'm accomplishing things from morning to evening, he says that idea, it's okay if you understand it is a projection on Atma. Karta jñātā drashta iti muhyati, he says. When I take myself as a karta, next loka is going to make another statement, which is strange because as children grow up, what do parents do? They have to say, you do it yourself. You go get your water from the kitchen. Why do you need me? You do it. Go put the hot water yourself. So slowly the child is made to see that, they can take care of themselves. They are capable, very capable. Okay, where I need to step in, the parent will step in. And slowly the child gets up, the second grade, third grade, fourth grade. And you see every year, I'm watching some children here. And sixth grade to seventh grade, and the boy's way of talking is different. And the ideas that the boy talks about is different. Previously, he was asking Uncle chocolate. I used to give him some chocolates. He loved it. And Hershey's chocolate, this, that, and all. And now he doesn't ask. Now he is having bigger conversations. He's become a big man, seventh grade. So his way of thinking, everything changes. You can see the boy growing up. The person realizes that, okay, I'm becoming bigger. I know how to do things. I'll do it myself. He also says that. And so that responsibility has come. Aham karta. What is the idea? Aham jñātā drashta iti, not muhyati. Muhyati comes later, but now this is required. Iti janati. He knows that I am capable. I have to do my job. I have to accomplish. I have to make it in this world. Somebody else is not going to make my world. I have to carve out my world. Like that, the child begins to understand. So he, whatever, success, etc., career, whatnot. But now it is opposite. Jnata drashta iti muhyati, he says. Means karta. You should put within brackets karta also. Everything. Trich pratyaya, I told you the other day. Talking, walking. I know how driving. They learn how to drive also. So it's, you become a karta, then you accomplish all these things, then you get exposed to the shastram. Why? Because something happened in life, and then I want to know more about Atma, Moksha and all. And then you come to this, and then he says, you are not a karta. You have to let go this doership. Let go means what? That is what we are studying. This is the crux of Vedanta. Kartrutvam, bhoktritvam. What is it? And it's not difficult. It means what? Hey, the Shastram is saying you have to understand that if you take yourself as a role player, this is very profound it is. I am playing a role. Atma is playing a role, as it were. Like you played roles in your school drama, year end. All these cultural activities will be there. Everybody is playing a role. That is what it is. That is how it should be. You can't take that role literally. Just like in that drama, I did not take my role literally. Like that, I cannot take this role literally. The role is critical for me, that the role is my dharma. Correct? The script of that role is my dharma. That is the definition of dharma. What is my dharma means? That's it. Who am I? Am I a male, female? Am I married, single? Am I a student, not a student? I am employee, means there's a role going along with it. Employee role. So all these things. Employer means that's a different type of role. Employer's role is very different because the person has to manage a whole company. Entirely different role. Entirely different. Because everybody else is expecting some kind of guidance or instruction from the top. This guy is the topmost guy. So he has to, he's not expecting, he can't look up. He has to look down only. So the role is different. Down means what? Employees are there. The directors are there. Vice presidents are there. Presidents are there. So this guy has to provide that guidance. Role is entirely different. But at home, if he comes and gives orders to everybody, means what? How long can the spouse live with this guy? Hey, what you're doing is there. You should drop the role. Didn't Guruji say you should drop the role there and come here? Here, your husband, your father. You have different roles to play. They don't mix up these two roles. So sometimes mix-up can happen. And anyway, that's, you all know all that. Why I said all that? Jñātā drashteti mukhyati. So now I have to come back. So when I understand my role better, Vedanta becomes easier. Becomes easy. And so that role playing is a good way to, in our meditations, we do that periodically. I'm playing a role of father, mother, son, daughter, etc. Neighbor, everything is there. So I remember once the one friend of mine in Houston, he used to say, we play a game with the child. What is that game? You tell the child is just hardly walking and all that, crawling, but still able to look at you, smile and respond and all that. And then touch me. And then the child comes, crawls, and then touches like this. Good job. You touched my shoulder. You did not touch me. Then the child is smiling. Because he likes this game. Then comes again, and touches like this. Good job. Good job. You touched my head, not me. Some in your own language, you have to say it. And then the child goes back. Then again crawls forward. And then comes and touches this like this. Good job. Good job. You're getting better. You did not touch me. You touched my nose. And so I thought that was the child gets it. Child likes the game. Good, it likes the game. So it gets it slowly, the subconscious, that, this whole thing that is out there, that is not really me. It is my body. Like that, the child might get that kind of a idea. And so here also, jñātā drashteti muhyati. So, we have many shlokas like that in the Bhagavad Gita also. And in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, there is a nice one. The number is 2414. Brihat. There he says, Yatra dvaitamiva bhavati, where there is dvaita. Next shloka, it's going to come. Where there is dvaita. Dvaita is all that is there. All transactions are based on dvaita. Atma cannot transact. Atma has to take a form and then transact, so to speak. So, yatra dvaitamiva bhavati, sa itaram jigrati. Means then that person, sense organs are becoming active. Itaram jigrati. I smell, he says. Jigranam is smell. Granam smell. Itaram jigrati. That person smells, has the capacity to smell. I smell this. Sa itaram shrunoti. I hear this. Sa itaram pashyati. He sees this. Seeing is an act. The person sees something else. There has to be something else to see, Dvaitam. Like that, abhivadati, manute, vijanati, etc. All these stories are. Then, yatrava asya sarvatma bhut. If the person begins to knows that everything is Atma, really speaking, like the wave came to know that everything is water. Everything is water means there is nothing. Where do you go? I want to see God in heaven. Hey, water is everywhere. The three people were told, you go touch the ocean and come. You go touch the wave and come. You go touch the water and come. What did they do? One fellow took this thing. One fellow said, no, it's Iran. This thing, war is going on, so flights are cancelled, so I can't. So, is that what somebody is going to say? To touch the ocean, you got to fly, All of them did the same thing, finally. One fellow said, I went to the beach, touched the ocean and came. Another fellow said, I found a wave, touched it and came. I also touched water and came. So it's all the same thing finally. And so, yatra asya sarvatma bhut means one for whom understood that everything is Atma. This whole Jagat is nothing but Atma. Then what? Then the Upanishad says, Sakena kam jigret. Look at the statement. Sakena kam jigret. With what and what he is going to smell. Sakena kam pashyet. With what he is going to see something. Sakena kam shrunuyat or shrunuyaha, I think. With what he is going to hear what. There must be two things, Hearer must be there, heard must be there. Two things must be there. Sakena kam abhivadet, etc. This whole thing goes again. Kena kam manvitaha, kena kam vijaniyaha, janiyat, whatever that form is. Vijaniyat. So, the Upanishad is saying, if there are no two things, this whole transaction will become mithya. Not that a person knows something, suddenly all the sense organs will stop functioning, Jnanam happens, then suddenly Advaita, and Dvaita is gone. That means all sense organs will stop operating. No, it's not like that. Mind will stop operating. Because kena kam vijaniyat. No, it's not like that. It's not like that. It means what? If from the point of view of Atma, there is no activity. There are no two things for one to relate to the other, for a transaction to take place. That is the meaning. Transactions will take place, but then it becomes like the person who's playing the role in a skit. That's how it becomes. The person knows very well, I'm playing a role. Actions are happening. Through me, the actions are happening, but they are not absolutely real. They're not intrinsic to me. Right now, everything is intrinsic. My life is dependent on so many things. My life is defined by my people. But I have to come to a point where I can say, I am. My real nature is Atma. But Atma is not an entity that I can point to. Therefore, often our acharyas will say, stop with Kutastha Ishvara. Like that they will say. Stop with Chidabhasa. Because Atma Brahman is not available. Yet I am Atma. I am Atma. I am Atma Brahma, Mahavakya. And so, even though I am Atma, I am supposed to do my duties. Two eyes are there. The eye doing duty is not Atma. But Atma is, how do I put this? Jīva is Atma, but Atma is not Jīva. Karta is Atma. Atma is not Karta. Wave is water. Water is not wave. Water can't be wave. If water were wave, then water cannot be ocean. Water cannot be that wave. So many things are there. Thank God water is not wave. So water can take on any form. Any form. But then the wave cannot exist without water. This we know very well. That is why we call that dependent existence is called mithya. Wave is called mithya. And water is called satyam. Independent existence. Means what? That which exists without depending on anything. So like that, those are some of the extensions of that previous shloka. And which Krishna also said earlier, which we quoted, which is from the chapter Karma Yoga, third chapter. Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashaha, 327. Ahankara vimudātmā kartāham iti manyate. Here he is using the word jñātā drashta. Vimudātmā he says there, here muhyati he says. Same thing. It is not possible for a body, for a being, for a living being to not do. That's what Krishna is saying there. And that is a setup. That is a setup. I used to wonder, these birds, when will they start? When will they sleep? When will they get up? They get up and they say the hen, we call that. They have this word. The hen states cuckoo. They say it makes the first sound in the morning. Cock-a-doodle. Huh?
Cock-a-doodle.
Cock-a-doodle. Okay? Cock-a-doodle.
Chirping.
Huh?
Chirping.
Chirping. Okay? Birds are chirping. All right. So first, some word has to do first, And so when does it do it? It has to do it. And it has to wake up. And then slowly 1, then 2, and then 5 and 10, and then it starts. And then the sun also rises. Prakritehe gunakarmani sarvasha. Prakritehe kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasha. Everybody's driven to do this. Only difference between that hen and me is, what is the difference? Hen is oblivious to this kartrutvam and all that. It has no complexes. It is devoid of kartrutvam and bhoktritvam. Bhoktritvam is there. It also has pain and it knows what is some limited amount of comfort it needs. But emotional problems, zero. Zero. Even though it's undergoing a lot of pain sometimes. Okay. That is the big difference between the human being and them. And so here also, but here what happens? There is another thing. Kartrutvam is taken as me, as the essence of me. My resume is the essence of me. And I compare my resume with his resume and her resume, and then I suffer. I suffer. Not that comparison is not good at all. No, sometimes you have to compare in order to know yourself better. Assessment, self-assessment, you have to, if not comparison, at least to have a dialogue with somebody. So it's a balancing act. Constantly, it's a balancing act. So that's what our education system ideally should, by the time the guy comes out of college, I should know, this is a balancing act. I'm getting into a world and I have to make it, but at the same time, that kartrutvam is projected on me. There is something I have to know. So some balancing act I have to do. And so the guy is open-minded, open-minded in that sense, somewhere, sometime I have to explore a topic that may not be the most important right now for me. Then that's good. Then the guy is set. All right. So anyway, those are all Swami Paramātmā says, Agatita Ghatana Patiyasi Maya. There is a nice sloka out there. Maya, what Maya does? It is the one that makes the impossible possible. Agatita Ghatana Patiyasi Maya. That is what it says. So all these things happen. So let's translate the shloka. We translated this, no? Yeah, that's done. All right. Next shloka, number 27. Rajjusarpavadātmānaṃ
rajjusarpavadātmānaṃ
jīvaṃ jñātvā bhayaṃ vahet
jīvaṃ jñātvā bhayaṃ vahet
nāhaṃ jīvaḥ parātmeti
nāhaṃ jīvaḥ parātmeti
cennirbhayo bhavet
jñātaṃ cennirbhayo bhavet
rajjusarpavadātmānaṃ
rajjusarpavadātmānaṃ
jñātvā jīvaṃ jñātvā bhayaṃ vahet
jīvaṃ jñātvā bhayaṃ vahet
nāhaṃ jīvaḥ parātmeti
nāhaṃ jīvaḥ parātmeti
cennirbhayo bhavet.
cennirbhayo bhavet.
Yeah, there is a jñātaṃ chet also. So here, Atmabodha jñātaṃ, Paramātmā jñātaṃ, my old notes jñātaṃ, Tadatmananda jñātaṃ, it says. Anyway, both are okay. Okay. So here is a question. I have this body, I am who I am, and I have my own set of experiences. Through my mind and senses, I am experiencing this world. Through my organs, my mind, etc., I am doing what I have to do. And I've been leading a life of so many years, decades. And those experiences are my experiences, my personal experiences, my personal accomplishments, my life, my family is not your family. You have your personal experiences, you have your personal accomplishments, and that person is unique. That person has a unique family, whatever it is. Everybody is different. Everybody has unique experiences. Everybody's resume is different. Everybody's jātakam is different. Different. And that is me. That is that person. That is that person. So Atma is different. Atma, the person is Atma. And everybody has different experiences. And I can't experience what he's experiencing or she's experiencing. She can't experience what I am experiencing. Everything is different. So, how? So why this? Why it is like that? Why with so much differences you are telling me Atma is Ekaha? Every Atma is different, And after death they say Atma poiduthu. So that Atma only went. If Atma gone means everybody's Atma should go somewhere, It's not like that. Only one person's Atma goes. And so it should be unique. Yeah, he says, that is, it is, there are unique things are there, but there are non-unique things also. There are things that we share commonly also, like that. That idea is also presented in this shloka. And that idea that I am unique has come. I am single, I am isolated, I am who I am. My body, I am defined by the extremities of this body. This much height, this much weight, this much volume, this is me. Nobody, there's no confusion at all. Even the lizard that is walking there, when it sees me walking, if it is close by, it will keep running away like that. As though I'm going after the lizard. I don't have any other work, So it walks away. It thinks I'm coming towards it. So it also knows I'm somebody different. He is somebody different. He has to do his job. I have to do my job. So everybody knows we're all different. Okay. And so why this Atma being Sarvagataha, earlier we saw in one of the shlokas, how it became all divided like this? Did Advaitam become Dvaitam? That's what he's saying here. So, rajjusarpavadātmānaṃ jīvaṃ jñātvā. Okay, Atmanam jīvaṃ jñātvā. That is the main sentence. Jñātvā. After taking oneself to be a Jīva. After taking oneself, which is Atma, to be a Jīva. That is the main sentence. I am Atma. But I took myself to be a Jīva. Here Jīva means a limited being. Limited being. What other choice I had? As I grew up, I can't be enlightened as I grew up. Neither are my parents enlightened. Neither are my neighbors enlightened. Neither are my relatives enlightened. Nobody told me you are Atma and all that. But here suddenly I am told like this. So jīvaṃ jñātvā, having taken myself to be a limited entity. Jīvaḥ means here limited entity. And that limitation is made even clearer. I have a name, that name belongs only to me. I look around, nobody has my name. When they call that name, then I respond. When they call that name, that person only responds. I don't respond. So it's all duality out there. That individuality is there. And I am special also. I'm not only unique, but I am special also, I'm special guy. As I grow up, I become more and more special. In the family, of course, we are special. One good thing about a family is it is supposed to make us feel special, correct? We all need that feeling of speciality, yes or no? It's very important. At least one person should think you are special. That's why marriage is supposed to be meant for that, really, guys. Please understand this. And I'm not simplifying marriage life and all that, but I'm telling you, marriage, once Swamiji gave a talk, that's when he said one thing. He's asking why two people should come together. Why two people should come together? Okay, you have to have a family means what? Why you should have a family? Why two people should come together and just start a different life altogether? The reason is, Swamiji said this. Hey, look, I'm constantly seeking something. I'm inadequate. I feel inadequate in many, many ways. Okay, whichever way I look at myself, I'm inadequate. This is not good. That is okay, but it's not working out. This is not. It's a constant search. This search for adequacy is there. Search for completeness is there. I want to feel full and complete. You call it ananda, you call it whatever word you want to call it. I want to feel complete. Contentment must be there. Ideally, permanent contentment. But it's not happening. Wherever I go, there's always competition. And if possible, people will judge me also. You are this, you are that. So my head is filled with judgments about myself. And I need only one person. Swamiji says, a person needs only one other person in the world to say, guess what? Doesn't matter. You're good. I love you for who you are. We will make it together. Don't worry. I love you. Unconditional love. If one person in the world has so many people, I don't need approval from everybody. But if one person in one's life can say, you're good, that's fine. Your looks, I like your looks. Don't worry if others don't like your looks. Then that person can say, oh, I'm good. Really? You like me? Yes, I don't just like you, I love you also. That's it. That's it. It's music to the person's ears and calms the person down. It's supposed to calm the person down. Calm both people down. Calm. Calm. Be calm and then calm karo. And then be calm. So that's the power of marriage. It's supposed to be like that. Supposed to be like that. Not based on all professions and dislike and that like and based on likes and dislikes they come get married. It can be a problem because the marriage is now hinging on certain likes and dislikes, and now that likes and dislikes constantly change also. So earlier there was a nice match, but now the gears are shifted now, and now I don't like you, gone. So that's why this is a partnership that comes on more subtle ground. People are, both of them think beyond the gross things. Then the marriage stays. Whether it is arranged marriage or whether it is love marriage, as they say, it's the same concept should hold. Same thing. So I'm special. So in that family, I'm special. Everybody is special. As they say in one shloka, Subhashitam, Swagrihe pujyate murkhaha. The fellow is an idiot. But he's special even this idiot guy is a special at home because, of course, all of us are special, no? They kiss each other and say, hug each other. Yeah, that is how it should be. Thank God it is like that. But Swagridhe Pujyate Murkha, even an idiot can be worshipped at home. Swagrihe Pujyate Murkaha, Swagrame Pujyate Prabhuhu. Hey, what about the village? Means your community. Prabhuhu, there is a community leader. It can be the mayor of a city or whatever community. He's respected. He's the top guy in that community. Swagrame pujyate Prabhuhu. Then Swadeshe pujyate Raja. Well, ideally you must have a president or a prime minister of a country that is pujyate, that is worshipped. Means that is respected, highly respected. Highly respected. That's the idea. Then what? Vidwan sarvatra pujyate. Vidwan doesn't home this the community. No, sarvatra. Anywhere a person with knowledge is respected, worshipped. Like that one shloka comes to my mind. What I'm saying is, jīvaṃ jñātvā. Jīvaṃ jñātvā. I make myself into a limited being, then I struggle for this speciality, special feeling, right? I need to feel special. That's why our communities are very important. Peer communities are important. We need to belong to a community, whatever be the pursuit. It could be a drawing. We're all a group of artists. We're learning to draw and expand our drawing repertoire, or music, or any other thing. Once I saw an advertisement for this. Winetasters.org. Winetasters.org. I mean, there's a community who, I suppose, wine tasting is a big thing, I suppose. So, because aged wine and all they say, I suppose they do all. You have to be good at this, I suppose. Whatever. So they feel good being together. So here, that feeling good, that desire to feel good. Feeling good means what? Feeling whole. What is the feeling good? Hey, I am full and complete now. Somebody said I'm good and I don't have any more. Suddenly all desires have dropped. I'm fine now. Just sitting here, I'm fine. Who made me fine? The people around me said, we want you. Means we feel we're all one family. So that oneness is there. And so fullness is there. Happy, makes me happy. Whenever I go to that meeting, I feel happy. Whenever I be part of that community activity, I feel happy. Why I should feel happy? Because I've limited myself as a Jīva. Here he is using the word Jīva. And when I go there, I forget my identity. That jīvaṃ is not there anymore. My mind is not seeking, not aching. Previously, it was there. Once I become a Jīva, I become a desirer. For what? For desired things, for things. Desirer, desired duality has been created. I've been created. No, you can't bring in the idea that, hey, for survival, I need this, I need that, etc. Yeah, you need all that. You need all that. But nowhere it says that that division is absolute. You do what you have to do. We have to do it. Some people struggle to meet their ends. Some people do not. Some people get it easily. Okay, fine. That's how it is. And so that split, desired, desired, split. I am a wanting person. Wanter, wanted. Split is created. Subject, object, split is created. That's what he's saying. That is what jīvaṃ, jñātvā. That Jīva here is that isolated being, independent, not independent. I think I'm independent, but I'm really dependent on so many things. From morning to evening, you see all the supply chain. You should draw the supply chain. And constantly something or the other is needed. I'm dependent on so many things. Jīva will be dependent on so many things. Of course, nothing wrong with that. But then, that can't be the finality. If that were the finality, there is no end to the struggle at all. And so that split is created. Jīvaṃ, jñātvā. Okay. So more technically, if you say, yeah, that ajñānam is there. Earlier he said, ajñānāt, one shloka was there. Shloka number 4. Parichinna iva jnanat. Correct? Ajnanat, due to ignorance, parichinnaha. That word parichinna is jīvaḥ here. Parichinnaha means I am now distinct and separate from everything else. And once that separation is there, ajnanat, then separation is there, then kama will come in, will walk in, because I am now incomplete. So I have to complete myself. How do I complete myself? By getting something or giving up something. That's how I can complete. I have gray hair. So I have to give up gray hair to be complete. Correct? No, don't give up gray hair. I have a better idea. Pulling all this hair out, it's too painful. And the good solution, there are nice dyes out there. You just apply the dye. It will be there for 1 week. It will be there. 1 week, you don't have to worry. Next weekend, you come and do whatever. Redo it. This game starts. That's kamaha and karma. Karma. Once I decide this is not good, means gone, over. The entire life I am going to keep changing myself and never satisfied. Do you ever get satisfied? No, it's not satisfactory. So anyway, that is kama, then karma. And karma, if it is there for a human being, karma palam is there, drishta palam is there, obviously. I need to change myself and I do change myself. But then the change is not permanent, so I have to rechange myself. But karma palam is there, dharma is there. Dharma is big, and therefore this right wrong always comes and bothers me. And then whether did I do the right thing or not? And so punyam papam will come along with me, right and wrong. And so people who strive to do the right thing generally lead conflict-free lives, and people who are constantly cutting corners, they will have conflicts all the time. And so that punya papam is there. The fellow doesn't realize that punyam and papam is constantly being generated. And then, of course, punarapi jananam, punarapi mananam will be there. That is how this jiva, that is the journey of the jiva. Once I take myself to be the jiva, I am basically guaranteeing a long journey for myself. That's what he's saying. Jīvaṃ jñātvā, bhayaṃ vahet. Abba. He's using the word bhayaṃ here. Bhayaṃ. So it comes because nobody wants to just disappear, Nobody wants to live with pain. Bhayaṃ is always there. Bhayaṃ comes along with the desire to perpetuate oneself. It has to come. There's no exception. Nobody is an exception. And so bhayaṃ vahet carries vahdatu, vah is to carry, to take along with, like that. Bhayaṃ vahet entertains bhaya, takes on bhaya, takes on fear. He's going to say nirbhaya later. Nirbhayo bhavet. That is why the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad somewhere says dvitiyadvai bhayaṃ bhavati. I am afraid. If I say, you have to tell me. If I say I am afraid, you have to ask me, afraid of what? Correct? Afraid of what, you have to ask. And suppose the son comes and says, I am afraid, mom. Mom should say, afraid of what? Something he has to say. These guys are bullying me. Okay, good. So that's how the truth will come out. Or the alley is there, and evening time is dark, I'm afraid. Good. Like this, you have to be afraid of something. That something is Dvaitam. That's why the Dvitiyad by bhayaṃ bhavati. Indeed, I am afraid of this second. There has to be something else to be afraid of. And so, we are not saying bhayaṃ is abnormal. No, please understand. No, that is not correct. In psychology, you don't say these things are abnormal. Everything is normal. Everything is Ishvara for us. Bhayaṃ also is Ishvara for us. Abhayam also is Ishvara. Health is Ishvara. Disease also is Ishvara. Because that is the law. So, we are not, everything is Ishvara. Please understand. But then, the beauty of Advaita is, it says, I'm confused because jīvaṃ jñātvā bhayaṃ vahet. Jīvaṃ. Once I say I am a jiva, then that bhayaṃ becomes absolute. Otherwise, I can at least say, oh, the bhayaṃ is there, correct. But I will manage it. I'll manage it, okay? And the bhayaṃ is incidental. It's not a part of me, really speaking. Like that, I can tell myself, and as I study more and more, I begin to accept bhayaṃ as part of the law. Just like I have to get up, part of the law. I have to take a shower because the body otherwise will smell like this. What to do? So that's all part of the law. I have to do what I have to do. So he says, bhayaṃ vahet. The same idea is said by Taittiriya Upanishad. Beautiful. Yada hye vaishayetasmin udaram antaram kurute atatasya bhayaṃ bhavati. Taittiriya Upanishad. Look at this beautiful thing. Yada hevaisha yeshaha yada. When this guy, this person, etasmin udaramantaram kurute, Brahman is the whole, water is whole, water is all that is there. And if the wave decides, wave udaramantaram kurute, udaramantaram, whiff, gandhamatram, anumatram, even a little bit of, what do you call, antaram, distinction, gap, little bit, I am different from, that's it. If that idea comes, Upanishad says, udaram antaram. That is why family gives joy. Gives joy because we don't see differences, correct? They don't see differences. Differences are taken as a stride and enjoyed and then helped, so that people who are helping each other, it's a joy to be. Why? Because there is no difference. Differences are enjoyed. No problem. We'll take care of it. And differences are there, and some differences will be there, and it's all part of the Leela. And so that antara is gone. Once we enter our home, we feel at home, they say. That is what it is, at home. Yeah. When I come here, I feel at home. Means what? Means I feel as though I'm fine. I feel fine. The fineness of me, the fullness of me is manifest when I come to that place, your place. Here Upanishad says, udaram antaram kurute yada. If somebody makes a slight distinction, separation, isolation, then what happens? Atha tasya bhayaṃ bhavati. That's it. That's it. Bhayaṃ starts. Bhayaṃ starts. That's why it is sad. In a family, if it's supposed to be a functional family, but if things are not working out, something, a lot of complications, shouting at each other, this, that, and so that love is not there. So everybody wants to go off in their own rooms, and then they're waiting for morning. Why? So each can go to their own workplaces and then be happy. Very sad. If that is the situation, that's a sad situation. So that Upanishad says that. Atatasya bhayaṃ bhavati. Then what happens? Then one more shloka is there. Yeah. Then now he's going to say, so what is the solution to this? If fear is natural to everybody and all that. Then he says, nāhaṃ jīvaḥ. Nāhaṃ jīvaḥ. Aham jīvaḥ na asmi. What a statement these things are. Who has time to think about all this? We ought to think about these things. Aham jīvaḥ nasmi. Aham jīvaḥ asmi. For this vyavaharika transactions, I am jīvaḥ only. Doctor has given me medicines to take. Who is going to take medicine? Atma is taking medicines? No, Jīva only has to take medicines. This is going on. These actions are all going on. Life is going on. But nāhaṃ paramārthika drishtya nāhaṃ jīvaḥ. I am water. The wave has to understand clearly. First and foremost, I am water. I am water. This way I turn, it is water. That way it is water. Up it is water. Below it is water. My neighbor is water. Everything is water. Tsunami wave is coming. That also is water. Nāhaṃ jīvaḥ parātmeti. I am water. I am Paramātmā. Param, limitless. I am the limitless Atma. Iti. Like this, the fellow has to know. That is the Atmabodha. That is Atmabodha. Self-knowledge, knowledge of the self. Aham na jīvaḥ, kintu aham Paramātmā iti. Iti jñātaṃ chet. If the person knows, if this is known, that is better. If this fact is known by the person, by anybody, by us, by me, jñātaṃ chet, Nirbhayo bhavet. So here Shankara is emphasizing that fear. Sadness and fear. Two things we don't want. Fear makes us sad if you say, okay, sadness. But fear is a big aspect. That's why Upanishad also uses the word fear. Then what happens? See. Then it's a yadahye vaisha etasmin adishye natnye nirukte nilayane bhayaṃ pratishtham vindate. So he says yada. In the Upanishad, initially that udara mantaram kurute comes and say bhayaṃ. Then later on it says, then on the other hand, if that person understands that aham adrishye, I am the one, that is the all-pervasive awareness that gives the eyes the ability to see, that gives the ears the ability to hear. Like that, if the person begins to understand adrishye, and I am the one that cannot be seen at all. Anatmye, I am the one that cannot be objectified. Adrishye, Natmye, Nilayane, Nirukte. Nirukte, I am the one that cannot be defined. See, unique, I am special, right? You know why I am special? Not because my family members say I am special. I am special because I cannot be defined. There are no words that can define Atma. Look at the Upanishad. God, whichever way you turn, it just tells the same thing in different ways. Nirukte. Then what? Abhayam pratishtham vindate, he says, Upanishad says, Taittiriya. Okay, so there it is. He's put some abhayam. Then abhayam pratishtham vindate. Then that person gains fearlessness. Why? Because second thing is not there. There's no second thing. Therefore, fearlessness will come. Therefore, the sannyasa mantra also has this word fear. Sarva bhutebhyaha abhayam is declaration made by the sannyasi, new sannyasi. Just now sannyasa ashrama was given, and the vastra is given to whether it is a woman or man, doesn't matter. And then abhaya mantram is called. Declaring to the entire universe that nobody needs to be afraid of me. Within brackets, I am also not afraid of you. The mantra, these are all our tradition, you know. So, abhayam pratishtham vindate.
Same
Yato vacho nivartante apraapya manasa saha anandam brahmano vidvan na bhibeti kutascha neti. Anando brahmano vidvan. Hey, this vidvan is Ananda Murti. Brahmanaha Anandaha. Na bhibeti kutascha. Where is the question of fear for this person? Upanishad. Same Upanishad is saying. Na bhibeti kutascha neti or kadacha neti. Kadachana. All these, those of you who are chanting Taittiriya will know these things. So, ataso bhayaṃ gato bhavati. Like this abhayam comes. Because that is the manifestation of this fullness, you know. How do I know I am full and complete? So that fear has to keep reducing. Legitimate fear will be there. Jīva. Fear will be there. You see a snake, immediately fear will be there. Because that I'm also a body. I am Atma full, all right, but I am a body also. In this Laukika, the body is still there. Body is not disappearing. So, beautiful journey it is. And so, that's what he's saying here. And nirbhayo bhavet. That person becomes one for whom fear is a thing of the past. Nirbhayo bhavet. Then he gives an example. Rajjusarpavat. Just like I take a rope to be a snake. I have taken Atma to be a Jīva. Like that. This is a classic Advaita Vedanta example. Rajjusarpavadātmānaṃ. And when will I take the rope to be a snake? Not when it is broad daylight. Broad daylight, it's all bright and I see the rope as a rope. Not when it is dark, pitch dark, I cannot even see the rope. Therefore, where is the question of seeing a snake? That is why they say, this Menanji says, Manda andakare. Manda andakare. It should be neither too bright nor it is too dull. It is in between. Twilight, maybe. Manda andakare. Like that they say. Rajjum pannagam iva jñātvā. Okay. So, and he says, once I see a snake, all this bhayaṃ, kampanam, everything comes. Fear, tremors, all the symptoms develop. Like that, I have developed all these symptoms by taking myself to be a Jīva. Which means the solution is clear now. Once the problem is identified, ajñānāt, because of ignorance, I've taken myself to be something else. Means my life is now like this. It's been going on for so many janmas, they say, and so many janmas are left also, they say. Then what is the solution? And I have to live, I can live any number of janmas, not a problem for me. But this sukha, dukkha, etc. is coming, bhaya is coming constantly. I don't want that. That is a problem. That is why bhayaṃ Upanishad talks about. Who wants to live with fear and anxiety and this and that? Disappointment, whatnot. Sadness. And so, jñātaṃ chet. Jñātaṃ means when one knows this fact very well, that I am Atma, not Jīva, really speaking. Jīva is like a costume that the Atma is wearing. Paramātmā says that. He uses the word costume and all. So, we'll translate this sloka. Like misidentifying a rope as a snake, or mistaking a rope as a snake also, I'm okay with that. Misidentifying, interesting word. Like misidentifying a rope as a snake, comma, misidentifying Atma as a limited person, misidentifying Atma as a limited person causes fear. Misidentifying Atma as a limited person causes fear. Full stop. If one knows, in quotation, I am not Atma, I am Atma, not a Jīva. I am Atma, not a Jīva. Close quotation. If one knows I am Atma, not a Jīva, comma, then that person will have no fear. Then that person will have no fear. Okay? Like misidentifying a rope as a snake, misidentifying Atma as a limited person causes fear. If one knows I am Atma, not a Jīva, then that person will have no fear. We'll continue the discussion. Om Āpadāmapahartāram Dātāram Sarvasampadām Lokabhiramam Shriramam Bhuyo Bhuyo Namamyaham. Kale varshatu parjanyah prithvi sasyashalini deshoyam kshobharahitah brahmanas santu nirbhayaः. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
ధన్యవాదాలు
ధన్యవాదాలు
గురుజీ.
జై గురుజీ.
ధన్యవాదాలు.